Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. Tonight's nightcap, I do some thread repairs on a filter head of a old tractor, diesel fuel filter head. Some thread repairs on there, make a new banjo, a bolt. Spent quite a lot of time doing that. I do another thread repair for work on a slide hammer, thread strip, and machine new thread on and put that back together. Today is the first Sunday in February, so it's time for the monthly draw. There's only me here, so I'll have to do it myself. There's quite a few names come in the last few weeks, so we've got a good stir about right down at the bottom. Right, just one, that one. Oh, two, so which one do I use? The one that's in my hand. Have a look. The name I've got here is John Massey, or John Massey. The one I drop goes back in for next time. Right, John, all you need to do is send me an email with an address on. That's me, email up there, and I'll get this posted off to you. If you want to enter the competition, all you need to do is send us an email. Once again, all I need is your name, your full name, like John Mills, not just John, and I'll put your name in the bucket. If it's drawn out, you get the prize. I've tried twice to send a parcel off to Australia, and it keeps coming back, and I'm not quite sure what's happening. If you can email us again with your address, I'll have one more go, and then we'll try and sort something else out. I'm not sure what's happening at all. I'm going to do another draw next month. I'll show the prizes a little bit later on. The prizes for next month's draw: Doubleboost Twisted Engineering mug, done by my friend Rob at Extreme Plasma. Also a set of Cleveland twist drills. I use these all the time, they're really good. This is the last box. I need to get some more. I was getting them at a good price, but I can't find them anymore. And last but not least is a Mitutoyo digital vernier that needs a new battery in it. It does work. My friend Bob's had it away and cleaned the battery contacts and it works fine. I bought this one in a charity shop actually. I've already got two, so it's just been lying in the drawer. I won't use it. I'll get a new battery from my supplier and get that fitted in, ready to be given away. Don't forget, all you need to do is send us an email with your name, and that's my email up on the top of the screen. This is a fuel filter head, diesel filter head of an old tractor. I've got some thread repairs to do on it. The thread in there is damaged. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that, but I'll end up making a new one of them. That's been quite severely bastardised. I'm sure I can do something with that. The main problem is the threads into the aluminium. These ones here are stripped. There's hardly any thread left. They're damaged. Normally that thread in there is 1/2 inch UNF. This is bigger than 1/2 inch UNF. To identify the thread, the first thing you do is measure it. So I measured it and I got a size sort of in the middle of nowhere. And then I got some thread pitch gauges and I measured the thread pitch, and I worked it out as being 9/16 BSF. And then I thought about it, it's a strange thread, so I measured it again and I clicked into metric 13.82, and I recognise that as a 14mm thread. So I put a thread gauge onto it, and it's 0.5 or a 1.5mm pitch. So the thread in fact is a 14 by 1.5. It's a strange thread, but it's a very, very common thread in the motor trade. Now I've got a 14 by 1.5 thread repair kit that I use loads on some plugs. So I screwed a helicoil into there and get a good shot there. You can see all the work, you can see the tang where it's screwed through. And sure enough, those banjo bolts screw into there. So the thread is 14 by 1.5, so I can do quite a simple repair job on that. So I'm going to set it up in the milling machine, drill these, tap them, put helicoil inserts in, and then I'll reface that. Same with that one. That thread on that one there is not too bad, but when I've got the gear on the job I might as well do it and put them in all together. And then this part here, it would appear it comes to bits. That bit looks like it screws off there. Then I'm sure I'll be able to do something with that. But the top thread's pulled out and the threads on there are damaged. There's a little, tiny little restrictor in there. There's supposed to be a bleed off pipe, like a leak off pipe to allow air out or whatever, or I'm not quite sure. But anyway, the important thing there was to sort those out. I'm going to put the vise on the table, but before I do that, I'm going to clean the table. Before I do that, I'm going to take that out of there, because that bastard thing cannot wait to cut you open really sharp. So try not to work with a cutter in there if you can. We'll take that out, and then it isn't going to get us. Bastard. So I'll put a little spelk in my hand. Look at that bastard there. See it? Little twat. Yeah. Yeah. When you put your milling machine vise on, don't put it right in the middle of the table. Put it to one side and the other side, which just means that the part of the table that you're using all the time, the centre bit, doesn't get worn. Like the lead screw doesn't get worn. Move it either side of the centre. I mean, it'll take a long time to wear it out, but you get a lathe that's done a lot of work and it's all worn up by the headstock end, because that's where the carriage spends most of its life. That'll simply go in the vise like that. Which means that face there is against the back jaw, which is going to go in a square that way. And we can put a square into that face there and line it up nicely on there. That looks good. Which means that hole there is going to be square in all directions. Which is quite important that ceiling faces, the hole's drilled square to the ceiling face. You need to pick that centre up now and drill it out. It's 9/16 is the drill size, or 14.25mm. The 9/16 drill I've got to tape or shank one, so we'll have to use a couple of adapters to be able to put it into here. Or rate to Morse and then a Morse onto the drill. Right, we need this lining up to drill the hole as near centre as possible. It's only going to take the threads out. And that looks pretty good at that. Right, that's down to the depth of the original thread. Now we need to take this out, put an ordinary drill chuck in, and then put the top down there. Right, this is the special top, the insert top. Right, I tightened that chuck up enough so when it actually bottomed out it would slip. I don't suppose there's any way you can find that information out, how tight you put it. It's just experience, I suppose, but it's done the job no problem. And that was that cheap Banggood chuck, the K-tape chuck that I can use in reverse. Right, so that's that thread done. Lovely sharp thread, just what we need. Right, that's the actual insert. These are what they call 1.5D or 15D. It's 1.5 lengths times. It's 1.5 times the length of the diameter. We only need about 7 threads in there, so I'm going to cut this down. Easiest way is a pair of really sharp side cutters or a grinding disc, and I haven't got any sharp side cutters. You've got to be careful because they get warm. Right, I think when I saw the safety people will be complaining profusely here. So I've got 1, 2, 7, that should be enough. That's the insert tool which goes down through there and gets rid of that driving dog, that little dog there, and that's what screws it in. And that's got a weak point in there, a little nick, and you can snap that out once you get it inserted. So we'll try and get this in the hole. These ones aren't too bad, it's the spark plug ones when you're trying to do them in position where the fine thread there, not very pleasant. Anyway, that should sort of start in there and screw in quite nicely like that. And I want this well below the surface because we are going to machine the top flat. Right, so that's nearly 1 full thread below. Right, that's it there, below the surface. So now the little driving dog there, we can pull that out. That's the bit that normally goes down the spark plug hole into the cylinder if you're not careful. So we'll get a hold of it, give it a pull, and out it comes like that. And that's the thread repair done. You don't need to glue them in, that won't go anywhere. Right, so that's the banjo fitting, screws into there. Tighten that in, make sure it's going to nip in properly. 7/8 it looks like, 7/8 it is. I was amazed to find this being a metric thread in here. It would have been off an old tractor, but anyway it is. Right, so that's suitably repaired. Bastard thing. Very pleased with that. I'll do that too, and then we'll fly cut that face flat. Yeah, we'll fly cut it flat, and the washer's going to sit on something nice and level. Very nice.